Hereditary Chief Bill Wilson, Hemas Klalilikla, was born in 1944 in Comox, BC, and passed away on January the 24th, 2025. His contributions to the fight for Indigenous rights in Canada is legendary. Corey Wilson is one of Bill's daughters. Today, she is at the Museum of Anthropology, where they have an entire section dedicated to their people, the Kwakwaka'wakw. She says culture was a huge influence on their family.
So all of these masks, like it's tradition that you can't just pick up a mask and go and dance with it. You have to be chosen to do it. He was a force of nature for sure. He comes from a long line of hereditary chiefs and leaders in our community, Kwakwaka'wakw community, nation. One side is from the Musqueam-Zawatinik territory and the other side is from Liquituk territory. And he was raised to be a leader and raised to make a difference in the world.
And many would agree, make a difference he did. Bill Wilson was well known for going toe-to-toe with former Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau at the constitutional negotiation talks in 1982, where he spoke about his daughters Corey and her sister Jody Wilson-Raybould in the documentary Dancing Around the Table.
I have two children in Vancouver Island, both of whom, for some misguided reason, say they want to be a lawyer. Both of whom want to be the Prime Minister. Both of whom, Mr. Prime Minister, are women.
Tell them I'll stick around till they're ready.
Both Corey and Jody Wilson-Raybould both not only became lawyers, but Jody became the Attorney General of Canada, eventually stepping down after her own fight with Pierre's son, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
He knew we could be anything. We could be the pinnacle of in the Indigenous community, and we could be what people often consider the pinnacle in Canadian society, which is Prime Minister or Premier or CEO. He knew that we could do or be anything that we wanted.
It was also at that same talks that Bill Wilson took a lead role in stopping the government from changing the Constitution to remove the obligation to negotiate self-government. Robert Phillips is with the First Nations Summit. He says Bill's legacy will carry on for generations.
Well, I think first of all, condolences to the family, the Wilson family, the community, the nation. In fact, all First Nations and Indigenous people owe something to Bill Wilson. As one of the, dare I say it, foundational fathers, someone that I grew up listening to. Some of the greatest speeches I've ever heard have come from Bill Wilson.
Corey says that her dad strongly believed in the leadership potential of all Indigenous people.
Every single one of us has a responsibility to ensure, and the word of the day, advance reconciliation, but really it's to ensure that there's full inclusion and equity in Canada and that everybody has a place. It's unacceptable in 2025 that Indigenous people are still at the negative end of pretty much every socioeconomic indicator in land that is ours. I think that's what he would want, and then he'd just tell us to get over it, get on with it. So. Stop crying around about it.
A celebration of life for Hemas Klalilikla will be held on February the 23rd, 2025 in Campbell River, BC. Tina House, APTN National News, Vancouver.